Hello all and welcome to Python Academy. Today we are going to specifically stream an interesting topic of TTS, which stands for text to speech. Those who are interested in going from different angles of artificial intelligence, there are so many fields currently open because of this. You can say the machine learning or the text mining, or you can say the conversion OCR, or you can say the computer vision NLP, that is stands for natural language processing. So many options are open because of current topic of artificial intelligence. So in that we are going to take a small topic which is a text to speech. And for this I will suggest those who are connected online on the YouTube channel or on the LinkedIn also, they should check out some old webinars, specifically like speech to tweet was there, or speech to some other way where there are the webinars available on the same channel. So you do check that also, will give you a good comfortable understanding how this all things can be adjusted. Okay, so that is the way we are going to start with. And also, I will thanks Government Polytechnic from Gadchiroli and specifically Amol sir who provided this feedback, and we were able to arrange this for the today's session for all the students from the Polytechnic College, and also it has been open for others who can join in and can enjoy this code and the way how easily I can write the Python code and I can get the output out of that. While doing that, do remember we will have some first related to the Python, how we can work on that, and then we will start with the way how I am start with the way in the sense start in the way how we can code this. Okay, so that will be there. In between, if you come up with any queries, any question, you are open to ask. You can put into the chat window which has been provided. So that will give me an idea what kind of queries or question you have. Okay, so a lot of people has been joining already. So good morning all of you. Most of them from the college, and that is good. So let's start the topic. Hopefully, everyone is able to hear me properly and can see my screen and video. And as in the start for this particular topic, we are going to talk about what is this TTS. We will have a detail on that, and then we actually jump onto the code. Okay, so that is the step we will follow. So let me go back to the PPT. So today's topic, as I said, is text to speech, and specifically we are going to use a Google library which is called GTTS, which will be used for this purpose, along with the Tesseract and OpenCV for the image processing, which we are going to utilize. So before jumping into it, let me introduce myself. Myself, Anup Kelkar, has done an nearly more than 80% of experience in this field of data analysis, database, and project management. Was in TCS also previously for 5 years in Mumbai in California. Then came back and started my own academy, Python Academy, and I am currently the director of the same. I have done the BTech and MTech in computer science from the VRC, that is formerly VRC, now it is VNIT, and currently pursuing my PhD also from Triple IT Nagpur. And I am also a certified Oracle Database Administration, that is called AOCP. So that is from my side, which I am going to conduct this session. So the first thing comes into the mind, what are the contents we are going to talk about? So in this, first is what is this GTTS? What is the basic idea behind that? Because once we know how it can be utilized, how it can be used, you may not have an idea. It means obviously we are not going to have a very detail on that from the programming point of view, but yes, you should have at least a basic idea how it can be utilized. So the first step will be what is GTDS, and then we will talk about the a simple architecture of how this GTTS work. Okay, so this architecture also will give us a very good idea of how in general we, and what is that GTS, text to speech, is in actual, in a simple sense, you pass a text file to this program or this module, and it will read it, and it will read it and produce an audio out of that. That is called a text to speech. Okay, in basic sense. And the second thing, when you want to do that, obviously you should know many things beforehand. Like we as a person, as we grow up and up, we listen so many things, and then we have that ability to read something and then speak it out. Now we as a human can do it. How? When I read something, maybe in English, maybe in Marathi, and now this GTTS comes various regional language. Okay, so I have tried out the Marathi specifically, so it will be more near and dear to us. So when I see any book or any pamphlet or anything in my hand, I will start reading it. So that is the first process happens. And once I read it, if I want to tell it loudly to some elder person or some illiterate, I need to speak it in while reading that. Okay, so how I can do that specifically? First is I am scanning that. Okay, whatever the documents I have. So through scanning, I am able to identify. Okay, this is written on NUP, ANUP, maybe Marathi, maybe English. This is written Kelkar, K-E-R-K-R. So this is first step when you talk about text to speech. You identify that document and you convert it into a binary format, or in your brain you have converted into a numerical format, and then that will go to some other section of your mind, and that maybe you called it as a TTS model in your brain, which will convert that whatever the binary signal or audio signal into actual audio signal, which you will pass it to your mouth, and then you will start speaking. So that is actually a complete process from human being side. The same thing we will try to implement on our side. On our side means on Python. The same thing we will do. First read a text automatically to identify what is written there, and we will convert into a simple word file or a CSV file. The same thing we will pass it to GTTS. So GTTS already learn about so many. Again, this development of TTS or GTTS is also a very big task, because you should have lot of audios, first pass them, so the TTS will learn them through the machine learning programming, and then next time a similar word comes, it should match up and then tell, okay, this was this word, this was this word. So that is the basic idea behind that. So that also we will see in the second part. In the third part, we will talk about the Tesseract OCR. So what is that Tesseract OCR? So this Tesseract OCR basically is used to read any kind of image or any kind of document to identify text out of that. So when I say identify text out of that, it actually reads, or it goes in step by step to identify what is written. Again, I am just showing something which is machine printed. In actual life, you may have something which is totally out of bound, means maybe handwritten or maybe something different. And you can understand this will be more difficult to understand, because everyone has their own way of writing. Like myself, when I write something in English and some other person, if he or she is writing, obviously it will be different, but still as a human being we can identify it if it is properly written. A very badly written, no one understands, then machine is the separate part. But at least when it is written properly, or if it is printed from a printer, you can read it properly. The same thing the machine should do. So how it can be done? Using another package which is called Tesseract, again available in Python. So we will use that, and we will see how does that also work, what is the concept behind that. Okay, so these are the four major points we are going to discuss first, to get a clear cut idea what kind of things we are going to work on. Once it is done, we actually move on to the coding. So those who are connected with mobile, I am going to provide you the code link on the GitHub, so they can download whenever the computer or laptop is available. They can just work on that. Those really connected right now with their say workstation or the laptop, I will suggest you also try out the code with me. That will be more interesting, because at the end of this seminar, you will going to get the output ready. Okay, so that is the way the code has been written. Okay, so that will be the last part of live coding demo. So let's start the journey of TTS, that is text to speech. So what is this GTTS is? So originally it was developed as an automated tool for the services of visually impaired people, and text to speech has emerged as a preferred tool for many technology service providers for improving customer service. So there are many applications we will see in the next slide. So it's the project which was started for the visually impaired people who can at least listen whatever the text is there using some kind of methodology, or maybe a brain lipi, you can say, where they can understand brain lipi, but they cannot understand what is written or what is there. So if they want to listen that, how we can provide that, how the text can be given to them. So they may have a tool in their hand, maybe not the tool, a mobile itself. So they the person who has the visualization but cannot hear it what is written, he can just scan that, and that mobile will start speaking up, and then they can listen. So that may be one of the way how it can be tried. So that was the way how it does, but now it has many application all over the world which uses this. We will see some of them also, but you can think of any way. Even now many small things you can think of, they are also using this thing. And like if you have using the Google Lens, that is one of the top product from Google, which again underline use this TTS network, where you just put that Google Lens on some say document or some card, visiting card, and it will capture the things out of that, and that it will read out. Okay, so to read out is very tremendous task which can be done. So in simple language, a TTS tool converts a written text into natural speech that can be heard and understood by an human user. So when it converts to natural speech, the second thing is which sound should appear. So in Google specifically, it can be anything for other TTS models, but in Google, Google has the two kinds of voice, male and female, specifically recorded for particular word. So the sound will always come from that person only, whatever you read. Okay, in actual natural thing, you may have a different versions, like, and there are a lot of research field also there. Means if you want to do some research for your MTech or for your say future PhD, this research can be one of the part of it, because you know that there are tones available. Like only for Maharashtra here in India, you can see we have some different Marathi in Vidarbha, then some different Marathi in Marathwada, some different kind of Marathi from Khandesh, and something different from Konkan. So you can see in the same language there are the dialects. Okay, so the way of saying the same word with a different person will be different. So that will be another research which you can put in. So the word will be similar, the person voice will be similar, but the tone should change. That is again a difficult task, but yes, that is under the research and you can be a part of that. So that is the way how the basic idea of TTS is. It reads the text and go ahead to get the output out of that. Now once it is there, so if you understand what kind of way it can be utilized, the next step is an example of the text to speech tool is the Google Cloud text to speech tool that can convert text into a speech in over 180 supported voices and in across 30 languages. So that is a huge achievement Google has made. What kind of thing? They have 180 supported. Just now I have talked about a dialect, and now they have 180 supported voices. So they also have different voice tones or kind of pitch, you can say, which a person with the heavy sound or the soft sound, or a lady with the heavy sound, and that is the various way they have provided. And nearly 30 languages they are supporting. The good thing is all or the most of the prominent regional language in India are also supported there, right from the Marathi, which we will see in this example. You have Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, all these language has been provided a good support here. So there has to be a lot of people who have worked to make this a success. Okay, so that is the GTTS. It is just the extension that Google is providing, but there are other tools also. Don't think Google is the one only. Now how the architecture is in general, if I want to just to see that, so this is a good diagram I got. In general, whenever you have the text in hand, you just do the normalization of that text. Normalization in sense what? It has to be first properly divided into the form of words, or which one a complete sentence, that also you can call a tokenization kind of thing. So that is the way the normalization will be done. Then it will do three things, that is called a syntactic analysis, phonetization, and prosody. So this phonetization is actually whatever the word which I have been captured has to be phonetized, means converted into audio sound. Like it is anupa, so it is anup, and that has to be phonetized through word anup. Okay, so that is again a process of dividing that into a small phonics that you can see in my previous video on speech to tweet. There you can find out the information here. And then once you do the phonetization, you go for the unit selection. So what kind of unit selection you have to do? Because Now you have only the word in hand. If you can see the diagram, it is a word in hand which is coming here. Now I want to just join in a particular word in audio format. So how it is joined? So just like this process, there is another process which has to be completed beforehand. It is not both the process goes in parallel. Means it is not once you scan automatically a one person will say the word. It is already done, and that is a model which is created. You can think of. So this model which has been created where one person having a speaker, means you see he is a speaker and a script in his hand, he has made all kinds of sounds or all kinds of audios which has been kept in a your voice reference database. So here suppose you consider one language Marathi, related to Marathi, you just give a book to a speaker and ask him to just start reading that. Okay, just like an audio book. Okay, we have so many audio books and we will have multiple audiobooks ready for a particular person. Now all these multiple books which has been available, we need to do the segmentation on that. So segmentation is the most important part, which requires a lot of time also. You may have a good GPU for that to do the segmentation. So in this segmentation, what will happen in actual, you have to go with the breaking of each and every word, so that you can combine that this was the word and this was the text in actually, this was the word, this was the text. So that kind of combination you should have, then only you will have the idea, okay, what is the way how the things are going to be, how it has to be matched. Because without that it will be totally difficult to understand how the matching will happen. And once I do that, I will create a good database of voices which has both the things, the different voice. Again, I can have different tones, and as you have said, many different dialects are there, and the related word to them. Now the thing of this TTS is to combine the phonetic or the word which has been available with the database we have. And it is not just combining, means if I say Anup Kelkar is going to office, so I should not combine like Anup Kelkar is, that combination should have a proper sentence also. Means Anup Kelkar is going to school or is going to office. So that proper toning also need to be added. So that also will be tried and added. Okay, it is not one word I am speaking. That is more a problem, not a problem. Anyone can do. And when I combine this properly, when these two models out of that, this model is already ready, which will be in GTTS. This one we will do using the Tesseract, which will come up to this point, and then we will combine to have the sound out of that. So that is the way the whole process will be followed. And considering that is the steps we have to do to get the output out of that. So that is the way in general the TTS works. Okay, so there are, as I said, lot of applications. Some of them very popular is scanning and reading of printed text, as in simple. Now you have the mobile, and if I am just, you can see the person is just taking the picture of one of the proposal for that person's details. If you have a good Google Lens or something, immediately this will be converted into text format, which will be what, a binary format. And if you have a proper GTTS in that, this will be read out. So sometimes proposals may be 4 line 5 line, just to sit there and read one by one, I can put my application there, and that application will start reading it one by one. So automatically I can hear it what is going on, and that will be sufficient for maybe doing with some other stuff. So multitasking is also available because of this. That is one of the most important application. And as in the start we have said, the children with the learning disabilities, they have many lot of advantage of using this GTTS software. Some of them may not speak properly, or they speak but they don't have a correlation of whatever the words they are telling. So if we try to have this model like reading the text, they are just speaking out in the parallel, they are getting the sounds also which is to be there. So they can start combining both the things together, and then they may improve. Okay, so that is the idea behind that. So that may be an added advantage which can be said as one of them. There are many other applications, I have added few of them, like customer service. In customer service also, many a time we can provide a good text read combination, like people are starting to putting the queries one by one, and instead of just reading that and applying, I can convert it into audio format. So a good customer service also can be provided from the chatbot and this combination. So that is also there. The other is corporate training. Nowadays for corporate training means when you want to give the trainings to the corporate, okay, so big companies, So in that, what happens many a time, you may have persons with different language stream, or person with other some of them may be from Japan, some of them may be Germany, and a common training has to be done. So there, that kind of documentation which has to be spoken by a person who will lead that meeting can be provided beforehand, and obviously using the GTTS I can convert it into different language also. So that is the way a corporate training can be useful way of using this GTTS software. The next is providing content on the device. So this content on the device is a kind of, you can say, the audio books which are again on the popular. People now more like to have read books rather than going to something buying a book, right? And even as a student, all of you will prefer the PDF or something. Now, if that PDF, while just keeping in hand and reading, if it start telling you what is written there, that will be again advantage. Just putting the earphones, you can start listening that. So that may be another thing you can start with. So that will be also there. The next thing is digital publishing. As I said, currently digital publishing is in demand. So people like to hear more rather than now only. Yes, image also plays an impact, but only image doesn't now make any sense. It has to be something audio attached to them, and people like to believe that, even if it is wrong or correct or whatever, but still that is the way digital publishing or marketing is working. So all of these applications are continuously using, extracting whatever the input, whatever the requirement from this DTTS software. So that is the first hand applications which has been used under the GTTS. Okay, so that is the first part we are going to talk about, which we will do for our case also. The second part is very important, and that is called the Tesseract, and that is specifically the OCR Tesseract. So OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. It is again a big field of research. So many things are currently happening, and again, as I said, I always suggest you go for the research. Here also a lot of research is going on, specifically on different regional language, because that is again a different matter. Like where it can be used, as an just example, if I am in a government office, and you can find out lot of documents will be there, the old documents, okay, which were maybe that time typing has started or maybe written by hand. So currently, if a new person comes and he has to have some reference with that old document, that person, Babu we call, that person has to go and find out a lot of files, and then take something which is totally dusty. He will move the dust on that, and then will explain it. Now, if this all data need to be put it into a digital format, so the person sitting on a computer can just search it, it has to be first recognize what it is written. So one of the way, which is a costly way, is you hire some 3-4 person, a data entry operator. They will take one by one copy or file, and they will read it and then type it. But it is very cumbersome, requires lot of effort, lot of money, and it is error prone, very error prone, because whatever I am reading, I may put in any way. No one is going to check it every one page by page. When actually it is required, that time this may be come into picture that okay, what has been written is totally wrong. So that is not a case which we can say. So for that, you can go for the next idea of automatically reading that data, and once you read that data, automatically it has to be converted into proper format, and that is called optimal character recognition. The same thing used in many field, like automatic plate recognition of your vehicle, because if like we have so many CCTV cameras attached in most of the smart cities, they continuously capture the videos from the moving vehicles, and they also can capture which vehicle is just not obeying the traffic rules, and on the basis of that plate should identify the number of that person, or the vehicle number of that person. So there are many applications out of that. So the Tesseract is an optical character recognition engine with open source code. This is the most popular and qualitative OCR library. So there are many libraries available in the market, but this one, the specific Tesseract, is very useful in the sense it is open source. What do you mean by open source? The total code which is written in Python for this Tesseract is available on GitHub. You have to just go to the link, or you just search on the internet, and you can just extract the contents. You can update it as per your requirement. So many good things are available. So that the way you can try it out and use that. Okay, so that is also there. So if you want to use that Tesseract for updating your own way of or doing your own analysis, you can do that. OCR uses again AI, artificial intelligence, for text search and its recognition on images. So it actually uses a continuous CNN network. So CNN is what? Deep learning models, specifically neural networks. It works with the images specifically, and it identifies the pixel wise the rotation of the words or the characters, and then it becomes what is what. So it is a two phase way of doing that in this Tesseract, but many other has been there, and the research is going on. So this Tesseract is finding how it works. The Tesseract does what? It finds the templates in pixels, letters, words, and sentences. So by templates, what I means, if I talk about the Marathi language, you can see we have the k or a. So there are a lot of curves and lines, and then shiro rekha. So many things are there. So you should have a template for each one: the curve, the line, the shiro rekha, and this template from the pixel point of view should match with the actual one, the image which you are reading. And whenever there is a matching occurs, that are the actual the characters or the words you identified that you should pick up, and that is the way the process goes. So in basically it uses the two-step approach that calls adaptive recognition. So that adaptive recognition means, what is adaptiveness? Adaptiveness is something that changes according to the situation, because obviously when you use Tesseract, there is no predefined format that image will be of this size, will have lines like this. Nothing is predefined. It is totally an image. Our human brain can easily understand any kind of document. I can read the electric bill or say water bill or anything. The same thing should happen with this Tesseract. That is the actual requirement currently. So how it works? It requires one data stage for character recognition. So it will identify all the characters in the data, and in second it will fulfill any letters it wasn't insured in by letters that can match the word or sentence content. So what happens? Obviously, whenever you have multiple documents, there are the problems of I can say the noise in that. So when I say noise, what do you mean by that? Noise is like a blot is there, a stamp has been there on that paper, so some words will be missing. So in two stage, how this works, Tesseract works, it start reading the character, and then it will try to fill the characters in that, which will make a complete word. So that is the idea behind that, how to utilize. Okay, and then the way it will identify, okay, this is the complete word, this is the second word, and so on. Okay, so that is the way how the Tesseract idea is there. A good diagram for Tesseract is also available, which gives you the way how it works. So as I said, it is a two-way. So original image has to be done into binarized format for a binary image. So what is a binary image? Any colorful image, which actually we say it is a colorful image in the sense it is a channeled image. It has a three colors RGB with a proportion from 0 to 255. So this proportion has to be broken and has to be converted into binary format, that is totally black and white, a gray image, which will all has the pixels, maybe white, maybe black, maybe white, maybe. So if I can convert the image into adaptive using adaptive binarization, then that image can be easily utilized for my analysis. Okay, so that is the first step the Tesseract will do. And we will also see how the OpenCV package I can utilize to do that. So it will give the result out of that. Once I do the adaptive binarization, I will use a method called component analysis phase. What is that? The component analysis phase, actually there will be multiple lines, so it will start breaking each character or word as a single component, one component, two component, because that is the way I can identify these are the actual the related pixels which may be a text or may not be, because that also need to be identified afterward. But at least I should capture them rather than just looking at the big picture of white and with some so many back pixels. I should divide that. So that is the second step which will be done. Once we do the component analysis phase, we go for the contour detection. So what is that contour detection? As I said, like in the English we have ABCD, in Marathi we have Ka Kha Ga Gha. So all these Ka Kha Ga Gha have a specific contours. Contours means a proper angles are there for Ka. It has a proper line which we call kana or matra or some ukar. So all these which are in Marathi has to be identified. In English, it is more easy because it is no Shiro Rekha, the line which we put, or no Kana and Matra. It is only ABCD. So at least it is easy compared to our Indian language. But yes, it has to be identified using the contour detection. So once I detect the contours out of that, I can make out what are the words. So word is detected, or even I can identify the paragraph or paragraph lines out of that. Saying, okay, these are one line, this is second line, this is third, and so on. So that kind of structure I can create out of that. And that will give a very good understanding which one has to be compared with what one. Once I have that, I will go fill the organization word to a two-step recognition. So under this two-step recognition, I will start comparing this data with whatever the data I know, and that is the way how machine learning works. Machine learning is not, it starts from zero. It has to be fed with lot of data beforehand. So that means Tesseract also has been using a big data set where all these kind of words has been provided, and Tesseract has been comparing that this means this means this word, this means Anup, this means no, this means yes, this means nahi, this means ho. So these are all the connection it will make, and then that it will compare with two-step recognition to come out with the simple text file, Excel file, or you can say a Word file. So that is the way I have passed an image, and my Tesseract is able to give me a text file which I can update also, or for our this webinar we are going to pass it to GTTS. So GTTS will read it and then it will come up with its own output. Okay, so that is the way it has been designed, and that is the way how it will go. So let us see how it can be utilized. Okay, so before that, let's see the applications on that. So as I said, for Tesseract, application are where I can utilize it easily to identification of content on the text. Then you can say digit identification. Then you can say number plate identification. So many applications are there. Okay, so all will be combined to get the output out of that. Now let us jump on to the steps which we have to be done for the project. Okay, from the coding point of view. So those, as I said, who are connected with mobile, do try out it afterwards with some say desktop or laptop, and those who are currently connected with some desktop laptop, do check it. Okay, so it will be easy for you for the understanding. So what we will do, we will generate a text from a scan Marathi document. I have used the shlok, right, the Ramdas Sanjay shlok. Okay, so that will be easy for understanding. So that text we will use in the scan, and we will scan that Marathi document. Once I have, I will pass that Marathi text which has been converted into my readable format to GTTS. And once I get it, I will test it with the live input, how it has been given. Okay, so these are the three steps. And first of all, how these two package can be utilized, that also we will check. Okay, so these are the steps we are going to follow. So before jumping on to code, let me have a two slides from my academy just for your information. So in general, we provide the course on data analytics with Python in a three kinds of delivery modes, in specifically classroom, which is currently in Nagpur, Raipur and Hyderabad. Online delivery also means you will connect it online every day just like this, and even self-paced videos. That means you can bite out the all videos of the course and you can learn as per your pace. So that has been provided, and the course has been designed extensively from the industry point of view. It is hot industry connection we have, and what kind of industry feedback we get, we have been designing this, which we call it a pro degree program, which has the Python environment and setup, data analytics, where we have multiple packages like NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib, and then advanced concept. So the advanced concept consists of the machine learning side using sklearn library. In parallel, we have the electives and job readiness, which also can be added as per your requirement. So that is from our side. And as I said, all this is going on our YouTube channel. So all of you do join this, subscribe this, and do put the notification on, because lot of webinars like this also, if you just search the our channel, you will find out lot of interview hacks and lot of coding available which you can utilize. Okay, so that is from my side. So let's go back to our steps which we are going to follow is generating the test document. Okay, so let me share that now. And for that purpose, those, as I said, are connected with the laptop, you have to install the Anaconda, that is the software is required. Okay, if you don't have an Anaconda, you can try it with the Colab also. But only the problem with collab, the audio signal will not come out because no machine is actually attached. It is just the cloud. So I will ask everyone to prefer your desktop or laptop and install the Anaconda on that. Okay. So let us jump onto the code. So let me go back to just show you the code now. So here we go. Okay, so here is the code for text to audio, and the code which you can see here. I will just increase the font so more good visibility should be there. Yes. So as I said, I have kept the code also which you can just download. Do attach with this GitHub repository, which is again from the Python Academy. You will have a lot of codes available there. Okay, those who like to have, do put a star, subscribe there also. Okay, so I will put that link here in the chat window. So in the chat window of YouTube, I have passed the link which you can check just now. So that links actually contains the code which you can run on your machine also. Okay, so that is the way you can just utilize that. So this link, as I said, it needs some installation on your machine. Okay, so let me start explaining the code one by one. Some of the points installation I have already done just to reduce the time, so that is also has been done there. Okay, so let me go to the code now. So the first thing first, we will require the GTTS software. So I am just need to install it. This is the Jupyter notebook which I have opened. So the way of installation is colon pip install GTTS. And once I run this, I don't have to run it again and again. I am just will comment it once my installation is done. So it will start downloading some related stuff from the internet. Okay, your internet should be connected when you are installing this GTTS software. Once it is done, it will be said successfully installed. Current version is 2.23. And just to check if it is installed properly from GTTS, the library we have installed, we will utilize a function called GTTS. So they import the required module for the text to speech recognition. Okay, so that is the way we are going to utilize. We will need one more module called OS. So this module is imported so that we can play the converted video. So OS is specifically operating system module which can be used for many operating system related stuff. Okay, so I will just run this code because that is the module I should have. So okay, it got installation problem. So let me open it again. So just give me a minute. I will open in another. I have two Jupyter installation, so it will work in another one. Okay. So just let me add it. So that is the way, as I said, installation will take a time. So it is better to have the installation beforehand, which will work out easily. So let me open the Jupyter for the same. So just give me a minute. So it will be shared. Okay. So let me open that and it will start running in. That has to be there. Okay. So let me share this new latest one. So for that I have to just change the file here. Okay, so let me change the notebook. Okay, so this is again. So let me connect this new Jupyter notebook to you. Okay, so all of you are will be able to see now. This is the new Jupyter notebook I have connected. Okay, so let me check from the YouTube side also if you are able to see it. Yes, so all of you can see this one. So this is the latest one code which I have attached. Previous was the from some two Jupyter installation I have. So here, first thing first, we will import the GTTS while installing it. So that is done. And then we will require the OS module. So we will have the OS module also with us. And here what I have done, I have used a simple variable where I am putting a small Marathi code. Okay, so that has to be in. So what Tesseract, which we will use afterward, which will just scan the such kind of newspaper and then it will use it in the binary format. That is the way how it will use. So I will just run this. So I have that language. This is has to be a Marathi. So I will use the Marathi language, and now my function comes here. So now how it works. So the GTS functions has multiple parameters in that. Okay, many parameters has to be utilized. So out of that, some of the parameters I am going to use. So passing the text and language to the engine. Here we have marked the slow is equal to false, which tells the module that the converted audio should have a high speed. So otherwise it goes very slowly. Okay, so that just for that I am using the slow is equal to false. And since I am using a regional language from the India, I need to provide a TLD which is co.in. So it goes into that server and checks out how the lines are there. Okay, so that is the way how it works. So let me just run it, and it is a small line, as you can see, very small line. So it has got through and it is available as an object. So this object actually contains multiple things attached. Okay, so it is not a single one which you just say it is audio file. No, it has the multiple things attached. So this object need to be captured and need to be converted into audio file. Okay, so it will be converted into audio file using the OS command, and then it will play it. So for our purpose, I will convert it into Marathi.mp3. That is the way how it will do. So let me run that. And now once I run this file has been created in my folder. Okay. And if I try to play this, if I go with this, let me play this. I should have the audio open. Let me check if you can listen this. Yes, audio is open. Hopefully you will listen this also. So, oh, OS not has been imported. So let me just import the OS. Okay, and then let me run this.
राकेश अस्थानांच्या नियुक्तीमुळे मोदी, शाह यांचा पोलीस व्यवस्था उद्ध्वस्त करण्याचा मानस उघड.
So hopefully all of you are able to hear this. Did you got the idea? The voice was loud, or should I increase the volume? All of you are able to hear this? What we have gone through the text? You can just put yes and no in the chat window, because it is a streaming, so it may capture my mic voice or other one. So you are able to hear. Very good. So in this way you can put in any word and you can have the output out of that. So just the time being, any one of you, can you provide any Marathi text in the chat window? Has to be a proper one. Okay, don't provide some other thing. So provide a proper Marathi written sentence here. Anyone can put in the chat window. Maybe you can take it from anywhere, or maybe any movie related dialogue, specifically in Marathi, because I have kept it Marathi. For Hindi, I think HN or HI has to be used. So can anyone copy paste here in the chat window of our YouTube? So if you can copy paste, I can just utilize to show how it can be used, or the word how it can be shown. Okay, so that will give an idea. So Amol sir, can you copy paste any word here? Sentence. I want a sentence, so I can just show you how it can be used there. So it should not be the case that file is already there and sir is playing. So it has to be actual one, which anything you pass, it can be converted. So anyone can provide a word or something. or should I use my own something? Okay, so let me go with some new word. So that is also there. So I will just go to some Marathi news because my this one is going in Marathi. Okay, so let me go here. So I have some Lokmat news here, and let me have a good news because all news are too much. So let's have the latest, any latest news. No latest news. Huh? Okay, so we have some Mumbai Indians here. Let us see what it gives me. Okay, so I have a new one which I will going to copy paste and we'll try it out. So let's have this one. Hopefully it will also work. Oh, it got the English one. One second. It should not be there. Oh, it is not able to copy paste from here. Just a minute. So it is not allowing me to take that details also. Oh, they have put it grid on that. So again that is there. Okay, let me try out something else. Hopefully I will have something. Or even you can have anything news or something in hand, you can just let me know. Okay, I am trying to copy paste from here. Hopefully to have something. So let's have this one. Let us see. I have anything from the G choice task now. Let us see if it works. So I will put under the code because English will not taken because we have the Marathi and yes. So I have new thing. So मुंबई गोवा महामार्गाचे काम 10 वर्षापासून चालू आहे. I should have a space here. उच्च न्यायालयाने सरकारला खडसावले. So let's use this. Let us see how it reads it. This is obviously Marathi. Here the conversion will happen and new object will be created. Only thing I am saving on the same. Excuse me. So now when I run this, there are what is the word Mumbai Goa Mahal. So let's have this one.
मुंबई गोवा महामार्गाचे काम 10 वर्षांपासून रखडले, उच्च न्यायालयाने सरकारला खडसावले.
Good. So that is the way how any sentence you pass in, and there are the good chances you will have the output out of that. Only a thing, the voice, male, female voice, the tone that has to be provided, then it will be converted. Okay, so that was the first step. The second step, which we are going to conduct here, is the text detection. So that is using the Tesseract OCR. Okay, so I will explain that code also because again, if I run, I may have a problem here. So let me explain the whole code and then we will try to run it. Okay. So for that, we will use the sudo apt install method, which is a Tesseract OCR, and pip install pytesseract. These are the two things we have to run so that the Tesseract package will be in your machine. Okay. So once it is in your machine, we need to import some files which include matplotlib, numpy, CV2 is an open CV, so if it is not there, need to be installed, and we have to take the path of Tesseract which we will run. Now in this case, what I am using a simple JPG file, which is this one file which I have just scanned or taken the photograph from my mobile, which has some shlok, manache shlok. Okay, so it is ganadi sajo isha sarva gunanta mularamba aramba to nirgunanta, and so on. It is in Marathi. So I am just using the CV2, that is an open CV, using IM read. Okay, so if I use IM read, it will read this, and PLT image show will show this image to you. Okay, so you can see the image has been shown, and the numbers here which are appearing are the pixel numbers. Okay, the pixel numbers are what? For each point, what is the black and white and what is the ratio of that will be asked, or that will be shown. So that is the pixel number which has been shown. Once I have this image, I need to follow some binarization, as we have said, because we need in totally black and white. Even if you look at it is black and white, it will have the gray shades. So first I will use the CVT color, so converting this image into totally grayscale, where color BGR, that is the actual color, has to be transformed into gray. Okay, so blue, green, red, which is the channels, has to be converted into gray format. So once it is done, converting it to the binary image by thresholding, this step is required if you, or we can say, I will just bring it down, if we have colored image, because if you skip this part, then Tesseract won't able to detect the text correctly, and this will give an incorrect result. So I will bring this also down. So just to avoid that, we will use the threshold method. What it does, the threshold method converts the whole data using the two method, OTSU and binary I am using. It converts the whole pixels into totally 0 and 1 format. That is the best thing I have. And when I display that image, in display it shows in yellow, but in actual it is saved as a totally binary image. Just it is to show, it will be showing yellow. Okay, so the my task of converting image into binary format is done. Once that is done, I will use and bound method, which I am bounded is just the variable for our input image. I am using the copy of that, so that I should not update the actual one should not be updated. And then I will use the zero like method for the gray image, which will convert into a proper resolution. And also I will have the shape of my image, from what is the height, how many pixel from height, how many pixel from the width side. And now this is the most important function, which is image to boxes. So when I apply, and when I said the language is Marathi, I said the boxes, that is the contour detection, as we have said in the image, that will start happening. Okay, so in actual, when you see the image, these are the contours it has identified. It has something wrong also, like Joe. Ganadisa Joe, the Joe has been again broken into two, which may be wrong, but in a second phase, it will just combine it as a single word. That will also happen as we will run it. So this is the way contours has been created. Again, some of these things like slash slash one slash slash may be not identified in actual, but at least one will be identified. So that is the way the contours has been identified from the given code. Now this given code, I am putting a rectangle method. Again, it is somehow complicated, but as you know how to do that, you can easily. So basically the CV2 rectangle method is used to put the rectangles on the contours. Okay, so that has been put up. Now once I put it, I will use some parameters, which is OEM, PSM and DPI, just for the configuring our Tesseract properly. And then I will use the image to string method, where I pass this configuration. So once I do that, you will find out my configuration will be utilized along with the language which has been provided, and I will have the variable details, which will have all the string coming out of that, and that is where the conversion happens. So if I print the details, you will see it has been divided, or it has been changed to our normalized format, which we can pass to our GTTS model. Okay, so you can see some of the problems will occur, like here Muraramba dash is appearing. Why? Because in actual you can see a 1 has been written, which has some reference downward, but our algorithm may not understand it. Second, this line ends here and new line starts here, Muraramba. So you can see here a slash n has been put, just to, while speaking up, you should know here I have to get one pause, and you will see one pause will be there. And that is the way the conversation has been. Again, last some other format also coming in because of the reading of all the details from this. Now once I do that, I go with the combination. So I will use the GTTS again, but now under the text, I will find the details. And once I've passed the details, I will save it as another file rather than Marathi. And when I try to run this, you will find out it will give the same audio. So I will just show this and then we'll try to run it. Let us see if the error not there, it will run properly.
गणाधीश जो ईश सर्वा गुणांचा, मुळारंभ आरंभ तो निगुणाचा, नमो शारदा मूळ चत्वार स्टार वाचा, गमुव पंथ अनंत या राघवाचा एक, मना सजना भक्ती पंथेची जावेय, तरी श्रीहरी पाविजे तो स्वभावेय, जर्नी निद्य ते सर्व सोडूनी द्यावेय, जनिया वंद्य ते सर्व भावे करावेय. 2
So the proper stop is not there, so it hasn't stopped yet properly, but most of the time, as you can see, it has gone through properly. So this is the way how the conversion. Again, this is not exactly the Marathi. It is, you can say, the old Marathi. So it has some toning, like when you see the code, there are the dots on that. So this will also be there. So this dot, it actually ne zave. So it has to be in that way. But when the model was created for GTTS, it may be the case. It may not be put in that way, and that's why when we ran, it wasn't able to do that in a proper sense. So in this way, what we have done here is a total combination where we started with actually a simple text which was written on some image, or you can say a newspaper or a book or anything. We scanned that, so it is just like a Google Lens we have created, a small Google Lens. है ना? So we scan that, we have converted that into an actual text. Again, this I have tried in Marathi. You have other things, a lot of languages are available. So you can go with that also. So if you are able to do that, that is also one of the way you will understand how to utilize that. So you can use that kind of language to get out of that. And once you have that, you can have a complete output, and then you can convert it into the text file. Nowadays this has a huge requirement. As I was dealing with some other person, there was some person who called me and he said currently lot of peoples have a lot of contacts, and they just give different speeches at different places. Now currently what happens, when the speeches are done, a person has to take out the notes out of that, some bullet points, and then pass to the newspaper, or someone has to type it to whatever they said. Now if I can provide something like that where the audios can be converted into the format of this one written type, which you can see here, or vice versa, if there are a lot of books, good books, if I can convert it into audio books, both the ways this kind of software will be useful. Okay, so again, as I said, it is a small code. You do try out and you get the idea of that. So you will also have a good projects in the future to work on, because many a times the student goes with the some common project. So I will suggest you try out something which can be done now, because so many applications have been provided. So that is the thing from my side. So let me go back to our screen again. So let has put it back. So as the process which we have done recently, we have started with the text from the scan Marathi document. We pass it to Marathi text to GTTS, and we got the result out of that. So hopefully all of you must have enjoyed that, a small type of code. And as I said, I have provided the GitHub link, so you do try out that also on your own way. So it will give a good idea how it can be worked on. So let me know if all of you have any questions related to this, because soon we are going to open the this one, the quiz for all of you. So before starting that, let me know if you have any question. Let me know if you have any question on this. No questions? Okay, so let me copy paste the link for you. So this is the Google form link. Let me check it first. and the link will be open only for 15 minutes. Okay, so just let me do that. So just a minute here, it is not opening. Okay, so here goes the link in the chat window I am putting in. Okay, hopefully all of you have gone through the videos which I have mentioned. So just go with this. The link will be open for 15 minutes and then it will close. All will have a different questions. Okay, don't consider that whatever I answer on ABCD, all will have the ABCD answer. Okay, so everyone has the different questions has been provided with different weightage, and out of this, three of you will be selected which with the top score. So they are going to get a certificate from academy, Python Academy, and also you will have a good coupon to go a course with us. Okay, so both the things will be provided. So let me know all of you are able to open that link. Any problem or anyone facing anything there? So Amal sir, the link is opening. Just confirm and let me know from the student. Okay, so this link will open for, as I said, 15 minutes. So before that, we will close this session. So thank you all of you for connecting and watching this webinar. Hopefully it will be useful for your future projects or code which you want to work on. So thank you for coming here, and do subscribe to the channel which I have said, the Anup Kelkar's Python Academy. In future, lot of things will appear there. Thank you. And also thanking Amol sir for combining with me for this session. So Amol sir, I will close this streaming here. Okay. And the streaming will stop here. The link for the quiz will still going on, and it will automatically end. So hopefully you submit before that. So currently 12:13, by 12:20 the link will get closed. So make sure before 12:20 you just submit it. Okay, so otherwise it will be half done, it may not be submitted. Okay, so that precaution all of you take. So thank you once again. So meet you soon in a new webinar. Thank you and bye. Have a good day.